Hello, friends and foes. My name is Cait. This is my channel, Chapter Cait, and I'm live. Hello. How's everybody doing tonight? I have to make sure my comments and stuff are coming across because I haven't gone live by myself in a really long time. So it's good. Oh, there I am. There I am. I had to make sure I had myself on over here. So, how is everybody? Is everybody doing okay? Who is here? Is anyone here? Am I talking to myself? Maybe. That's a possibility. Wouldn't be the first time. But yeah, so tonight I'm going to be doing a Q&A, and I'm also going to be maybe crocheting while I'm on here just because. But first I'm gonna repost myself on the Twitters and whatnot. Hey Emma, how are you doing this evening? Thank you so much for that picture, by the way. It made me all like emotions at work. I was like, I went to group and then I came back and I saw it and I was like real excited. I am mean because Iron Brew tastes like bubblegum. It just does. I'm sorry. I hope you can sleep well tonight knowing that your drink tastes like bubblegum. And I don't care that there's bubblegum flavor. Yes, I sent a note all the way from America. It does taste like bubblegum. It totally does. It tastes like Bazooka bubblegum. Have you had Bazooka bubblegum? I don't know. It tastes just like Iron Brew, so you might like it. You just might. I don't know. I'm trying to pull up these questions for my Q&A thingy, but I don't know if anyone's going to come or not, so we'll see. Okay. Let me pull them up. Also, I should probably let my friends know that I'm live because she was asking me to let her know. So I'm going to do that real quick in a hurry. It is not lies. You have had Bazooka gum. Good. Then how are you not getting that they are the same flavor? That is my question. I just don't get it. I don't get how you can't. Can I report this live for reporting false news? No, because it's the truth. On what foundation can you say that they are not the same flavor? Because they are the same flavor. They're the same. It's the same picture. They're the exact same. All right, so I am going to answer some of these questions that people left me on my thingamabob, my post earlier. But it's your American taste buds. They aren't evolved enough to understand the delicacy that is Iron Brew. Now that is slander, actually. Just saying. Now that is real slander. The delicacy. You're saying that a soft drink is a delicacy. So who here is incorrect is the question. I gotta tell my friends over here that I'm live. Congrats! Thank you so much, Charles. I got 2K. I'm so excited. I've been trying to get to 2K for like 2 years. So I'm very happy about it. If anyone, I'm tweeting. Okay, so the questions that I was given today said, I have like a handful here. Let me find them. Okay, so the first question is, oh, you're welcome. I've not drawn in a few weeks, so when I saw it, I was like, I got this. Oh, thank you, Emma. I still appreciate it. I really do. That picture made me happy. And I took it in front of my shower curtain, and my shower curtain has stars and stuff on it, so it was a really great little backdrop. Yeah. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I was really, really excited once I finally hit it because I kind of was like stuck for a really long time, and then a couple of people like included links to things that I like, discussion videos I had, and I got in a collab video type thing, and I think that kind of pushed me over the edge now. Go crash, Emma. Bye. But yeah, so some of the questions that I was given for the evening were, what are you currently reading? So I literally, while I was getting ready for this live, finished Age of Death by Michael J. Sullivan. So here's this. It's in a series. It's like the 5th book, I think, of the Legends of the First Empire series. It's a really cool, like, high fantasy series. But I just finished that, like, on my way up here. But I'm also reading, I just, like, started Raybearer by Jordan Afueco, and then House of Leaves by Mark Danielewski. But I'm struggling with House of Leaves just because it's not grasping me. So maybe it will at some point, but those are the other 2 I'm reading right now. And then I'm trying to not get too far into anything, though, because I also have my Valentine's TBR for that readathon starting next month. So, and that one I have like a whole book cart full of books that I'm trying to read next month. So who knows? But that's what I'm currently reading. And I'm getting all these questions off of my post on Twitter. So if they're not here and you're like, where did that come from? That's where I'm getting them from. What's one book you want to get to this year? Trying to think, because like all of them, I want to get to all of them this year. But I think I really want to get to Black Sun by Rebecca Rowanhorse. That's one I really, really want to get to this year, and I probably am going to read that next once I'm through the books that I'm currently reading. So hopefully that will be one that I get to before the end of the year and stuff. So yeah, that one. Let's see. Best quote you have ever heard concerning mental illness. Princess! Hello. How are you doing today? Thank you for dropping by. I'm answering my questions from my post on my Twitter thing. So, best quote you have ever heard concerning mental illness. It could be uplifting or just relatable. I don't know. I have a hard time because a lot of like mental illness quotes are like toxic positivity, like everyone's got a little madness and things like that. So I have a hard time. But like one like that is related to like mental health that I really like is the things that people say about you say more about them than it does you. It's really kind of confusing. But yes, I like that quote a lot, because then once you realize that like the way people treat you is really just all them and doesn't actually have anything to do with you, then that's a good feeling. I think that's a good one. Good quote. I'm doing great, just chilling, finished streaming, and should be reading. Cool. What games are you playing currently? Princess. Because I was playing Borderlands, and then Steven, my husband, re-downloaded Elder Scrolls, but he did it on Xbox because we used to play online, it's Elder Scrolls Online, but we used to play it on PC, and then he got it on Xbox, and like there's not crossplay, so I was playing a lot of Borderlands, and now he's hogging the Xbox. So once the new Xbox is back in stock, hopefully we can get that, and then we can both play, because he's hogging right now because he's rude. But Elder Scroll. Do you play Elder Scrolls? Let's see what else on here. This one says, what books do you have high hopes for that you want to read in 2021? I have high hopes for all the books that I want to read, so hopefully none of them will disappoint me in my heart. But I already said Black Sun, which is one. But also, I want to start the Ember in the Ashes series, because I haven't read that before, and I just got a copy from Alana. Let's see. Oh, you were streaming Skyrim. That's great. I totally my eyes skipped over this message that you were streaming Skyrim. That's awesome. I started playing Skyrim on what is the thing called? This is what my brain does. Switch. I started playing Skyrim on Switch. I'd played it on Xbox before, and then I used to be obsessed with Elder Scrolls Online, but now I'm playing it on Switch and stuff. I was talking about Black Sun. Yes, I can't wait to freaking read it. Everybody says it's great. It just seems like something that'd be right up my alley. Beta tested the game, but haven't. That's awesome though. I beta tested it. I think my husband did too, but I can't remember. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. We weren't even married yet when I was playing still. Like 5 years ago. Hey, hello. Good to see you. All right, what are the other questions on here? Let's see. Tell us more about your music and how you use music for therapy. Okay, let's see. So with music therapy, the whole if we had to describe what music therapy is, it's using music to reach therapeutic goals, and it's specifically by someone who is trained and certified in music therapy. So using music for therapeutic goals could be so many different things. Just think of what your relationship with music is and how you interact with music, and almost any way that you interact with music we could possibly use as an intervention to reach therapeutic goals. And it also depends on who we're working with. So I work in mental health, but people also work with people with developmental disabilities, people with physical disabilities, hospice, assisted living, people in speech therapy, a lot of different things like that. Music therapists can work with. I've worked during my internship. I worked in NICU, oncology, and then in mental health and behavioral health. So and hospice a little bit. Let's see. There was actual tears at the end of oh no. So it's gonna hurt me in my heart. That's okay. I need it. I need it. What prompt are you most excited for next month? I keep looking over here because this is my TBR on this thing. I think I called it commitment issues. It's either start or continue a series that you're already start a new series or continue a series you're already reading, because I'm gonna finish the Legends of the First Empire series, which is the first series I finished in a really long time, because I have commitment issues, and that's why I named the challenge that. But I'm also gonna start the Ember and the Ashes series because that's a new series I want to start. So I'm excited to get into a new world, new series. So there's that one. Let's see. Book to TV show adaptations. So I really like the adaptations of The Magicians. I like the show more than the book on that one. So the book was just not for me personally, but I really liked The Magicians, the show. The main character is still annoying, but that's the whole point of him. So that's okay. I'm trying to think if there are any other adaptations that I really like. Adaptations. I don't know. Now, let's see. Book to movie, though. I really like the Watchmen book to movie adaptation. So the music made that movie. The tears was because there's no date for the next one. Oh, no. That's so frustrating. I have my favorite book, An Unkindness of Magicians. They announced that a sequel was going to be coming out in 2020, and there was also a sequel that was supposed to be coming out to Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman in 2020, and neither of those happened. And I'm just why? Two of my favorite books too. My favorite one, and then one of my same tier of favorite ones. I don't know if that made any sense. They're both on my favorite shelf. All right, let's see. Back on the Twitter ones. Are there certain aspects of it, so of music therapy, that you don't generally get to talk about but would like to? I think the hardest one thing about music therapy that I never get to talk about is the fact that we have to rely on research so heavily. I mean, every field has to rely on research. Hey, Keely. Every field has to rely on research, but the thing is, when you look at a music therapist, it's so easy for someone to brush us off as oh, that's hippie stuff. It's not real. It's not scientific. And so the fact that we have to lean so heavily on research because it's an evidence-based practice is something that I don't talk about as much, but I should, because everything we do is backed by research. We don't just do things because, oh, this feels nice. It's like backed by research. The things that we use, the things that we do them because research shows that it's effective and that it's helpful. So that's part of music therapy I don't get to talk about a lot. Let's see. Looking at Twitter again. What's something you'd like people to know about music therapy if they're just learning about it? I think I'd want them to know that, like, we do have, like, a full degree and, like, a 6-month internship and, like, a lot of education that goes into what we are doing. Because a lot of times when people are learning about music therapy, they're like, oh, I've met one, and then they're talking about, like, a volunteer musician at a hospital or like a counselor that might use, like, music listening or something. And so I think that's something I really want people to know, that, like, we have a full degree and everything in music therapy and stuff. Sarah, hi friend. I got so many friends that are in here. I love them all. Let's see. What else on here? Okay. What's your favorite historical fiction or any you can suggest? Keely. Keely's a history teacher. Let's see. What's your favorite historical fiction and any you can suggest? So the last historical fiction I tried did not go well because it was an Anne Bonny retelling, and it was basically like reading a Wikipedia article. And so after that, I was like, I had a hard time finding more like historical fiction. So I'm always looking over my shoulder trying to figure these like things out. Is Mexican Gothic, does that count? If Mexican Gothic counts, then that would be my most favorite historical fiction. It takes place in the past. So Mexican Gothic. It's a Gothic story, and this chick is basically gets a weird letter from her cousin, and then she tries to go rescue her cousin, and her cousin had married this like super pale white European family that had moved to Mexico, and there's like a lot of weird stuff going on in the house. It's very just classic Gothic tale, and it's creepy, and there's mushrooms, and so Mexican Gothic would probably, if that counts, then I would say that one. Yes, but it's also kind of like it's a Gothic horror book. Congrats, thank you. Yes, Keely, my music therapy education was ridiculously intense. Not to mention, I was the only person that played my instrument at my college, so I had to be in every ensemble. And you get like 1 credit hour for ensembles, even though it takes like 6 hours every week. A whole thing. The Nightingale, is that a good historical fiction, Princess? Sean wants to know if I have a favorite beer. Well, I am allergic to alcohol. And but I mostly drink dark liquor and cider sometimes, but mostly like dark liquor is what I drink, or like rum and coke. But so I don't really have a favorite beer. Oh wait, no, I lied. Guinness. Guinness is chill. I can do Guinness. I like Guinness. Fatal Throne. Ooh, that's definitely a historical fiction. Reliance on research. I find it fascinating people are quick to dismiss the left-right brain theories, ignoring those before or after drawings. Betty Edwards posts on the advances Julia Cameron. Oh, I haven't seen those. Yeah, I think it's interesting with the left and right brain. I think people dismiss it because they're like, well, it's not all, this is all language and this is all art and stuff. But there is definitely heavy reliance on those sides of the brain, even if it's not like fully. Like, for example, if someone has like a stroke that impacts their language centers of their brain, we can actually use music therapy to help them access, because music accesses your full, like, so many different areas of your brain, so many different pathways, that if someone loses language because of a stroke or something like that, we can use music and, get them to start singing things, and that can help them access language and things like that in their brain. It's pretty cool. Yes, it definitely has great insight into colonialism. Yeah, and it also speaks out against like eugenics, and it touches on eugenics as well. Ooh, okay. So actual tears due to sadness. So not due to lack of sequel. I'll have to read that one. I was trying to see, do I have that book? Wait. I'm going to Google it real quick to see if I have it. Because I feel like I might have that book. No. No, I don't know. I've seen it. Maybe I've just seen it a lot. I think I've seen it a lot. Let's say. Okay, I'm gonna go back on my Twitter questiony things and let me see what I haven't covered though. Let's see. Okay, which book do you wish you could read again for the very first time? Honestly, I would say In the Kindness of Magicians, but honestly, that one just kind of gets better each time. I really want to reread Mexican Gothic for the first time though, because I enjoyed it so much last year. Last year? Oh my gosh, everything is a big ball of confusion. But last year, when I read Mexican Gothic, it was just like such a cool reading experience. I think that that's something that I would like to read again. Like, if I could read something for the first time again, it'd be that. Okay, so trigger warning for sexual assault in the Nightingale. Okay. Keely says, I'm going to have to read all these. I adore your library. So what in your library brings you the most joy? Also, how long did it take you to build up your library? Thank you, Keely. Keely got to visit my library recently. I adore your library. So what in your library brings you the most joy? Um, so there's a wall, right? Okay, I don't, the book wise, I would have to say, um, probably my Alice in Wonderland collection, not the whole collection, but I have a copy of Alex Alice in Wonderland from 1908. That was my great grandmother's, and so that brings me a lot of joy. But like item wise in my library, I would have to say this like giant mustachio umbrella that I keep banana that I keep under my desk. So this probably brings me the most joy in my library, but it's not a book. So, and then of course all my photos of the people that I care about in here. So I have to scoot back up with my chair. Our family photo, yes, absolutely. You know what, Princess? That is totally okay. I think I like the aesthetic because I wrote in this group for a long time when I was um, doing like Tumblr role play, and I wrote as the Cheshire Cat, and I wrote as this other character that was like the Jabberwock. So I have a different relationship more with the aesthetic and the like. I love a lot of retellings than the story itself. I do like the story, but I like a lot of retellings more so. Let's see. You had one more question. Also, how long did it take you to build up your library? So some things I have in my library I've had for like, ow, my shoulder just popped out of place. I don't know if y'all heard that. Some of the things I've had in my library for since I'm trying to think, maybe like 9 or 10. So almost 20 years ish, probably a little bit less than 20 years. I've been building my library up, and it's also not just mine; it's mine and my husband's. So he's got a lot of books back here as well. A lot of like long series that he reads as well. So, let's see. 2020 is definitely a big ball of confusion. Yes, it so is. I feel like I've heard you say it before, Princess, but it's worth saying again. If you hate it, it's worth it. There's, when you hate a book, it's just there's not really convincing you out of it. I feel like if someone hates one. Let's see. Okay, on Twitter, I had a question. Took me 3 years to build my library. Yeah, no, mine um is way too like. I have a lot that I probably shouldn't have because I don't know. Some of them I don't know if I'll ever get to. But then also part of being like manic. When I'm manic, I would spend so much money on books, and I would just like kind of get out of control a little bit buying books. So that was an issue. And so that's part of the reason I have so many books now. Because even though I started collecting when I was 10, I didn't have that many. I didn't like start really collecting until 2006-ish. That was a bad year. But that's when I started collecting books. So yeah. Let's see. Princess hates Toy Story? I have a lot of feelings. It's not the best Pixar. Like, I feel like A Bug's Life is probably one of the underrated Pixar movies, but I don't know. I don't like Woody. Let's see. The question is, what does Princess like? Valentine's Day. Princess likes Valentine's Day and video games. Popping here in our reality. Cheshire Cat energy. Yes, absolutely. You didn't like Alice in Wonderland until Johnny Depp. He ruined that movie. I hate that movie. I love him. Not like always. He does some things that are not okay. But I thought that he would be good in that movie. And I ended up not liking, like, I was so excited for that movie, and then I ended up not liking it because I was like excited about the cast and the people playing certain characters. And then I was so upset because I just didn't like that movie very much. My favorite like version of Alice is the there's fuzz on my mouth. My favorite version of Alice is the sci-fi Alice. It was like a mini series. It was the same people that made like the Tin Man mini series, but with Zoe Deschanel. But the Alice in sci-fi is my favorite Alice. And yes, A Bug's Life. I lost my hurting you to the bone. Yes. Pink, purple, games, books. You don't like a picture of Dorian Gray either? I like a picture of Dorian Gray. More like picture of Dorian Gay. For serious though. Oh no, Keely. Keely loves Alice in Wonderland a lot too. I'm so sorry you didn't like it. Let's see. I'm trying to see what questions I missed over here on Twitter. Who is your favorite fictional character at the moment and why? Winnie the Pooh? I think Winnie the Pooh is my favorite fictional character at the time because I just been channeling him recently. We watched some Winnie the Pooh for some reason recently, and just my favorite thing is him saying, "I am short, round, touch the ground, something. I'm in the mood for food." I don't know. I can't sing right now. My voice is all scratchy. But yeah, I was over 50% in and nothing happened. It's an atmosphere. It's just, it's supposed to be an atmosphere, you know? But yeah, Winnie the Pooh is my favorite fictional character. Let's see. Over on Twitter, it says, what book do you have high hopes for that you want to read in 2021? I've already said, I think I've answered that question a couple of times, but Black Sun was one. Ember in the Ashes was one. And Gods of Jade and Shadow by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. And my reasoning for that is because I really loved Mexican Gothic, and she wrote Mexican Gothic, and I heard this was really good. So that's my another excited to read in 2021. All right, and now let's see. I'm over to Sarah's questions on Twitter. I have the sniffles too. Have you drank water today? I have a water bottle right here, Sarah. I haven't had any of it though. So, dream car is the next question over here. So my dream car is probably the car I have now. It's like not super fancy or anything, but it's like my favorite car. It's the yellow Nissan Juke. It's just a fun car. Next question is, what are your favorite spreads to do in my bullet journal? Let me look. I haven't been doing as much in my bullet journal, but last year I loved the, where did it go? I'll show you it. My like trackers. So my YouTube tracker for last year, I loved a lot. My Twitter and Instagram, which I didn't keep up with at all, but I liked the spreads. The spreads were cute. I just didn't keep up with them very well. Oh, and my like crisis intervention, like my safety plan. You should definitely, if anyone has like mental health struggles, it's so good to have a safety plan. So like this one's got like my medication and stuff on it, and then this one is like a little like fold out thing. It's got like phone numbers in it, so I'm not gonna fold it out all the way, but it's like a little folder I can fold out, and that's one one of my favorite spreads that I've done. But yeah, so those are my favorite. I just like knocked over a heavy thing on my desk. It's fine. It's fine. And then my favorite video on my channel so far is, I don't know. So I like, for some reason, I just really like a lot of my announcement videos for things because I always get really weird and funny. Like I just do weird stuff on them and I get to be creative. And so those are probably some of my favorite videos that I've done. But I also love my discussion, like making the discussion videos. So I have a hard time like picking like a favorite. I think DNF was one of my favorites though. The Let It Go parody where I sang about DNFing books. It's probably one of my favorites. Yeah. Let's see. Give us an idea of some of your next video ideas. I have a TBR. I'm trying to think of my actual video ideas. I wanted to do more microtrope videos where I take like a really specific thing out of a book that a couple books have in common and talk about how they did them differently. So I did one with extreme personification. I can't talk. One with extreme personification where like a person is supposed to embody a whole idea. I did a video about that. So I talked about like American Gods and I talked about Middle Game and something else. And kind of some magicians. I talked about books where like a person was supposed to embody a whole idea. And then I have a couple more videos where I take something like that and I do like a comparison sort of video. And I also wanted to do a video where I wrote a song about a book or like based on a book. One of our songs recently that I wrote with my band was actually based on The Yellow Wallpaper. Mostly it's called The Yellow Wallpaper, but then I also included some stuff from like Dorian Gray and then like werewolf stories. So it's like a gothic literature inspired song, but I would like to do more videos with music and I'd like to write some songs about certain books or inspired by certain books. So let's see. Never a huge fan of, I can't speak. This is all the stuff I edit out in my videos because my mouth gets confused. I was never a huge fan of Winnie the Pooh, but I just watched Christopher Robin or whatever, the live action. I actually liked it. I haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen it. Me and two of my friends, now I'm going to be drinking water just because Sarah's here. Me and two of my friends, like, it was when one of the Harry Potter movies was coming out, and the Winnie the Pooh movie was coming out at the same time. And so everybody was, like, cosplaying for the Harry Potter movie, so we decided to cosplay for the Winnie the Pooh movie. And we dressed one of our friends up like Christopher Robin because he looked just like him. And then my other friend was Tigger, and I dressed up like Eeyore. And it was fun. I know, but I know I always have a water bottle, but I'm trying to drink it. I'm trying. I'm just really bad at it. And my voice is always scratchy. And I'm like, why am I so dehydrated? Because I don't drink. How are you? That is the most important. I am okay. I was a little depressed earlier, but I think I'm mellowing out some. Hopefully. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see. I have 2 weeks left of Gods of Jade Shadow. Okay. You have 2 weeks left on the hold. Okay. Ooh, Mexican Vampire. Certain Dark Things. I haven't heard of that one. I'll have to check it out. Thank you. I made it after I really needed it. So I needed it one day and I was like, I'm just going to make this. And then I ended up doing something similar with my patients and having them create like a crisis intervention like notebook. And that's something I do a lot at work now. Have you bonded with Princess over your common love of collecting notebooks? No, we haven't talked about that. Princess, how many notebooks do you have within your reach right now? I'm really curious. I like to ask people that have an obsession. I'm not sure how many I have. I think I counted the other day when I was in therapy. I had like 14 in my immediate vicinity notebooks. She's coming for you. Let's see. Good. It's good to have a collection. Eeyore's my favorite too. His little bow tail. It's so cute. Let me see. I thought I had another reply, but I can't find it now. I lost it. on my Twitter. Oh, KJ said, "What's your favorite method of self-care?" So, one of my favorite methods of self-care is definitely making music for myself. This is a huge thing with music therapists, is that we like have to remember to make music for ourselves, not just for work, because since it's a passion, and that's why you go into music therapy. Um, but then you're making your passion your job, and then you forget to use it as your passion too. So continuing to make music for myself is a big part of my self-care. Also mindfulness. I'm really bad at it because I dissociate constantly. Like even while I'm here talking, like I have to like keep myself in the moment. If you ever hear me like pause randomly in sentences, it's because I'm like fighting, like trying to stay in the moment. But my other self-care is mindfulness. So let's see. Any suggestions on Eeyore Mr. Dysthymic personified? Yes, you're absolutely right. Any suggestions on how to get sixth graders more interested in reading? Ooh, so one I would personally have to say is comic books, even though people like to argue against comic books, but comic books are huge. Um, but then on top of that, like when they're interested in something, finding books that relate to it. So like I was interested in spies when I was, around that age. So I read a lot of books about spies and mysteries and stuff like that because it matched my interests. So finding, what their interests already are and then finding books that have that involved in it somehow. Also, make them watch BookTube. If they watch BookTube, they might get interested in certain books and things like that. I have a reading journal, an organizer, a daily journal thing, 7 in the closet maybe. I have no idea. There's so many in here. When we were moving, I found like I had several boxes full of notebooks, and I'm like, this is a problem. I'm supposed to be making a gratitude journal. That was my homework for my therapy. So I have this blank journal I'm probably gonna use for that. But I have so many. My favorite journal on my desk right now, though, is this one. I don't know if I can see it. It's the Ledger of Perceived Slights. This is where I just write down all the things that piss me off. Most of the things are about USPS because I don't want to be mean to them because, like, they're being treated like crap. But also, like, they keep losing my packages. You don't know what mindfulness means. Okay, so I was about to ask if it was sarcasm or not first. Okay, so mindfulness is basically full awareness of the moment. So being fully aware, I'm sitting in this chair, the world around me is, tangible. I can feel where I am, I can see where I am, just being very in the moment. But it's also about not putting judgment on your thoughts. So like if I went outside and it was like raining, mindfulness would be paying attention to the way the rain feels on my skin, just thinking, oh, it's raining. Whereas if I was not being mindful, I might think, oh, it's gross outside, or I might think, this is fun, or I might put some sort of judgment on my thoughts on the outside. So mindfulness, you're very in the moment, and you also just kind of let thoughts pass through your mind. You observe and then you let things go. You don't put opinions on them. You don't hang on to things. You don't check out. It's just being in the moment. Oh, you're terrible at mindfulness. Oh yeah, mindfulness monkey. I haven't heard of that one. I'm not good at it sometimes, but I can be like the most mindfulness I do is walking from like the back door at work to my car and like feeling what the wind feels like on my face. When you take your mask off after wearing it all day, just feeling the wind on your face, or if it's raining, feeling the rain on my face. Things like that is how I practice mindfulness a lot. Oh, the sixth grade I can't speak. The sixth grade class at your school did Gavin's readathon, but very loosely. That's so cool. Yeah, Keely, if they're interested in like more like middle grade type stuff, Gavin, How to Train Your Gavin does a lot of stuff like that. But then there are just a lot of booktubers that do a lot of YA, and so you can find a lot of stuff like that for sixth graders too. I love the summer programs my library put on with punch out cards and interaction maps and such. That got me reading when I was younger. Oh, there's a good one. I mostly read because I was like an only child and very bored and lonely. So, ooh, I wish I could do that now. Like, I wish I could get coins and collect things and buy stuff when I read books. Will I be your bunny's godparent? Yes, I want to be your bunny's godparent. Oh, marshmallow. So cute. Yes. Oh no, what happened? Searching in BSR is an excellent rabbit hole to go in for mindfulness applications. Oh, okay. That would be a great reward system. I love my 150 plus kiddos, but they really fight me with anything printed. That should help. That is so many kids to keep up with. Keely, I don't know how you do it. I could not teach middle school. That's a superpower to be able to teach middle school, honestly. Jeez. Oh, Charles just linked me certain dark things. Sweet. Let me save this over here. Thank you. Okay. I also am going to plug really quick because Sarah asked me to plug this earlier that I'm plugging my GoFundMe. I have a link to it in the description of this video because I am trying to raise and save money for a marimba. I play marimba. My main instrument was percussion, all through school. And like as a music therapist, you have to have your primary instrument. Mine was percussion. But my main instrument that I played was marimba, which is like a giant xylophone. So I'm currently saving money for it. And so the GoFundMe for that is in the description of this video. If anyone, don't feel pressured or anything, but if anyone's just like, I want to be generous and I have $5, but no pressure. I've just been told to plug it. Your school has a lot of PSC kiddos, so I try to make sure my office library has diverse reads that they can see themselves in. That is so important because I feel like a lot of required reading is not diverse or doesn't have a lot of different points of view outside of like European classics, So it's so great that, there are people that are in the school system that are, dedicated to trying to make sure there's more diverse reads. Sarah's getting on to me. I know. I have a hard time boosting things though, Sarah, but thank you. Thanks anyway, because I'm trying to be better about boosting things. I had a friend at work, and she's the one that convinced me to make the GoFundMe in the first place. And so I finally made the thing, and so I have a hard time boosting it though, because it's like I had to pick the most expensive instrument to play when I started playing instruments. So I don't know, man. Let's see what else here. I'm trying to see if I had any more questions on the Twitter. I keep checking out with my brain. Let's see. Already did that. Already answered this. Already answered that. I think I answered all the ones on Twitter. Oh no. There we go. Accidentally close this video. Yes, the marimba. It looks like a xylophone, but the sound is more rich and deep, and it has a lot wider range. It's so gorgeous. It's my favorite instrument. Sucked at it. They relegated me to the bells. I'm so sorry. Yeah, no, when I auditioned for band, they put me on the marimba, and I was like, man, I wanted to be on the drums. And I got really, I was kind of butthurt about it. But then I fell in love with the marimba, and I adored it so much. I still do, but I would get to school early and play it. I would play it during lunch. I'd play it after school, and then I'd actually have practice. I'd play it during class. And marimba tears your hands to pieces. And our music was like college level music, even though we were in like middle school and high school. But the marimba was like my significant other. It felt like when I was growing up. So when I, every time I would think about the fact that I was going to graduate and not have access anymore, I would get so sad and depressed. And so like the past like six years, I want to say now, 6 years without it has just been painful. And so I'm finally letting myself listen to marimba again, listen to marimba pieces again, and just allowing myself to be sad, but also knowing that I'm going to be actually working actively towards getting it. And so that's really important to me to be doing. You wanted to play the timpani so bad. Oh my gosh, the timpani are so much fun. In college, that was one of my favorite things to do in college because I would play with the orchestra and I was like the thunder, anytime there was a piece where there was drama, I was like, I am the thunder. And and give me this, I don't know, euphoria to be loud. What are some of your favorite channels to watch right now? Ones that give you motivation for your own? I know it might be cheesy to say this, but like my little YouTube family, Sarah, you're always like so like consistent with posting and your energy level is always there. And so that is really inspiring to me. And then Leah is being like her nature self and just being very like very different compared to like a lot of booktubers has been like really inspiring as well. And I'm trying to think of like other booktubers that are really inspiring to me right now. I've always loved Emma Books because I love that she talks about mental health in her videos and stuff. And I love Natasha from My Reading is Odd a lot. I love a lot of booktubers, but those are some of the ones just off the top of my head at the moment that I've been watching a lot of recently. There's also somebody, Lo-Fi Book Cafe. Cheyenne, I want to say is her name. Let me check. I want to say that's her name. Shay, Chey. And Lo-Fi Book Cafe is her booktube channel. And it is like, I just really like her vibe. So that's another one that I just really enjoy. I enjoy a lot of people, but yeah. Those are some of the ones that kind of give me motivation. I was going to give y'all a link to Shay's channel because she's a smaller booktuber. I think, let me know if that link comes through. But yeah, that's a booktuber that's new that I've really, really been enjoying. Let's see. Also, if y'all haven't checked it out yet, you should check out my band, Serotonal, and our new album because it's rad. Let me see. Copy. Yeah, so if y'all haven't checked out my band's album yet, I'm going to post a link to that too. But yeah, no, my little YouTube family always inspires me, and also because of their love and support inspires me too. So, and I want them all to just grow and be appreciated for all their hard work that they do. Yes, you're welcome. You inspire me. So, there's some of the people that inspire me and stuff like that. So some of the plans that I have for my channel, like going forward, I definitely want to continue working to do discussion videos because I really like doing discussion videos. I kind of have done more of those than anything else, I feel like, recently. You fell out of a U-Haul? I hope you're okay. Please get some rest and thank you. That sounds like something I would do. Oh, yay. Thank you, Sarah. That makes me happy. Please feel better. Wow. So some of the plans that I have for my channel moving forward are just, I really want to continue doing discussion videos because they're some of my favorite things to do right now. But I also want to do some like themed reading vlogs because I don't do a lot of reading vlogs. But I'd like to do some themed reading vlogs because there's a lot of books that I have that match like certain vibes. Like I have a certain collection of books that are all like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of the one of the things, necromancers. Like I have a collection of books that are all about necromancers. I have collections of books that are all about a certain type of mythology, things like that. And I want to do more like themed reading vlogs and stuff like that going forward. So that's something I'd like to do. But what does everyone here? What are y'all's favorite type of videos to watch booktube wise? Just in general. Do y'all have any like favorite types of videos? Not necessarily on mine, but just like any channel. Because I would like to know. Also, I hate that there's like a delay between what I see and what I say on here. But wonder if I can fix that. You like to watch and make TBRs. Oh, that's good. I wish I could do better with TBRs. I have a hard time with them because even though like I can read the synopsis a million times, I feel like I can't process what it's about very well. Like based on like a synopsis. I try to, but I don't quite, it seems like I don't quite grasp it just from reading a synopsis. So maybe I can get better with that one day. None of those words made sense that I just said. Maybe I can get better at that one day. The thing about lives is like I enjoy lives, but also my mouth gets tangled up. I get tongue-tied so quickly that lives can be difficult for me sometimes just because I'm so used to being able to edit out all my mess. My discussion videos are rad. Oh, thank you, Sarah. I really appreciate that because like I try really hard to be very fair when I make my discussion videos. Even on that one video I had to make with what's her name, Hannah Witten, I think that was her name. I had to make that one discussion video based on something that she had said that I thought was really an issue. It was just I try really hard to be fair in my videos and see where people are coming from because I mean we all make mistakes and sometimes we just say things without really knowing what kind of effect they can have, and that's why I try to be fair. And you know, I've worked with people who have done terrible things before, and so I have to be able to sympathize with people. So I try when I make my discussion videos to approach them the same way because, you know, you never know what people are going through when they say certain things or when they do certain things. And so I like to give people the benefit of a doubt. And I try to see all sides of a situation when I do a discussion video. So also I'm gonna be crocheting while we're talking. I love discussion videos though. I like to watch them. I feel like I don't watch as many as I would like to watch though. I like to watch like live roundtable kind of discussions though. Those are really fun to watch. And I like watching like any kind of creative. I already said I want to make more themed reading vlogs, but I also like to watch theme reading vlogs and stuff like that. Because if I'm interested in one thing, then I want to see every type of book that has that one thing in it. So themed reading vlogs are really great for getting recommendations like that. So those are cool. Let's see. I saw your comment pop up on the other window, but not this window. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. You do a really good job, or you do really good at seeing both sides and getting others to think about both sides of a situation. Thank you, because honestly, I feel like there's not a point in having a discussion video if everyone is thinking about the same thing, thinking about things the same way, I guess. So I definitely want people to kind of open their minds up to, you know, thinking about it as like there are a lot of things that kind of go into something. It's not necessarily, you know, going to be a one-sided situation. I think it's dangerous when we start thinking in black and whites with a lot of discussions, because then we end up labeling people as good or bad based on their opinions. And in some situations, I can definitely understand that. But in a lot of things that happen on, you know, book internet, you know, book Twitter and things like that, we end up labeling people as bad because of a disagreement that might not warrant that sort of reaction. So, yeah, I feel like that's an important part when you have a discussion video to make sure you're not labeling people as good or bad. Because you're also then equating their behaviors with who they are. And that's not always the case either. Sometimes it is, but it's not always the case. So, I don't know. Yes, everybody yelling at each other is very unproductive, in my opinion. So, I don't like yelling anyway. So, I definitely get that. So what is everyone else reading at the moment? I talked about what I'm reading currently. I'm reading Ray Bear and House of Leaves. Talked about it earlier. Let's see. I just saw a comment come up and I was going to click on it, but it's so much delay. You're very good at seeing the gray in the situations and seeing bias. I've been stuck on mythology and folklore videos recently, probably because of the project at school. Absolutely. I think there's some situations where there's not a gray. There's definitely good and bad, but a lot of discussions, if they're approached that way, then it's just going to become like a good and bad. Like if they're approached as being right and wrong, then it's going to cause too much of a divide for anyone to learn anything. And I think it's really important for people to be able to learn things out of discussions. You've been stuck on mythology and folklore videos. I haven't seen a lot of mythology and folklore videos. I need to watch more because I love mythology and folklore. And Sarah says, I haven't been reading. That's surprising for you, though. I mean, I know you've got a lot of stress stuff going on, though, right now. What kind of reading do you think are you in like a slump, you think, or you think you're just avoiding reading? Because if you're in a slump, I wonder what type of reading would get you back into the game, you know? I'm curious. And what kind of project are you doing at school, Keely? With the mythology and folklore? I feel like you told me about something, but I don't know if that's related or not. What kind of project are you doing? Also, I'm just crocheting bees, so. Anybody else? It looks like there's other people here, but I don't know if they're just being quiet or if I'm in the background. I want to do more mythology and folklore reading, though. I have like a lot of mythology like books, but I usually use them kind of like reference instead of reading them like all the way through. I use them like to reference certain things or to look up certain things rather than like a novel. I think I'm in a slump. I've read 8 or so books already this year, which is a lot for me, and my stress makes it hard to focus on anything for long. I get that so much. I don't know how many. I don't think I've read like a ton this year so far, but I feel like I'm less in a slump than I was. But then House of Leaves is kind of putting me in a slump too. Maybe you need like a novella or something, Sarah, to kind of help you get out of the slumpy slump, you know? Something short and sweet. I don't know. Me and Keely read the Tea Dragon Society recently. And she was over here, and it was awesome. Oh, yeah, I remember that. My name is Miss Wofford videos for the kids, where I just tell them a myth for fun, and they love it, and unfortunately, we don't have time to talk about them in class. Man, I hate that you don't have time to talk about more things. It's a shame that school is set up in a way where there's like, I don't know. I think it's good to have planning and structure, but I hate that there's, if they're interested in this thing, it'd be cool to focus on this thing, you know? I wish that schools could be set up more like that because I feel like a lot of kids would be more into learning if they were able to kind of like in mental health, the patient gets to help dictate their treatment a little bit. They get to be part of the treatment planning team process kind of. And I wish that with school, the students were able to be involved more in planning what they're actually learning, based on their interests more. We get a little bit of that when we get to like electives and stuff, but I wish even for like other sort of courses, like with, math, there's a lot of different types of math. And I wish there could be a little more freedom in those things. So the tea dragons, though, yeah, no, they were so cute. Hello, hi from Virginia. Hello, Virginia. Are you ready for Valentine's? Yes, kind of. Not entirely, but yes. I need to finish editing and post, and I need to finish editing my TBR video and post it, so I can be fully ready. And then I have to post or send out all the Bookish Cupids and the Cupid Post pairings. Well, Cupid Post pairings and the Bookish Cupid targets to everybody. I haven't quite gotten to that part yet because I've been doing other stuff. So I'm going to do that this evening and tomorrow so I can get it sent out before the 1st on Monday. And hopefully that will go smoothly, because every year it's a little difficult every year, because people will put in for like Bookish Cupid or something like that and they won't respond to me. And I'm like, well, are you doing it or not? So hopefully everyone will respond and I'll be able to give everybody their targets and I won't have anyone left out, to dry without any, present or anything like that. Let's see. Oop. Testing takes away all the extra time for interesting stuff with them. My principal was going to let me teach fun class, but then COVID hit, and well, yeah. COVID is definitely the villain. Also, Keely and Sarah, I feel like you two would be friends. I feel like y'all would get along really well. I do. I feel like y'all are both like got a similar vibe. When you have friends that have similar vibes. I don't know if this is just me that thinks of people in vibes, but I feel like you two would get along really well. Just my opinion. But I also feel like all my like good friends would get along with each other because they get along with me. Well, that makes me feel good that you trust me. So I don't know if y'all have seen these bees that I've been making, but I made like this many bees, and I was gonna start selling them on Etsy. Ugh. So I've been making like constant bees in an attempt to sell them. I also made this little pink one, but you can't really see the pink as well because the lighting's weird. And I've been experimenting with different types of yarn though. And this one, I have this yarn right here that like has like a rainbow vibe sort of to it with the white. And so I'm making a bee out of it, and I do not know how I feel about him. He's upside down. I don't know how I feel about him, but they are the bee's knees. Thank you. I'll have to send you one, Sarah. I will. I'm waiting on my I ordered boxes, so I like little boxes to send them out and stuff. And I opened up my Etsy shop today. So hopefully once I'm comfortable to send, I have to wait till my boxes get here. And then after that, I'm going to start sharing my shop a little bit more so I can try to work towards actually getting my marimba. Hopefully selling things will help me get there a little quicker. Charles always here with the wisdom. Waves can harmonize, waves can cancel out, and waves can strengthen when in sync. People and potential friends are the same. Absolutely. Absolutely. Charles is always coming in with all the wise words. Let's see. Oh. Sometimes I see things on people follow me on Twitter and their display names are so weird that I'm like, is this real or is this a scam of some sort? Yeah, but I've been making these little bees and hopefully I can sell them on Etsy. I just get really stressed out about Etsy because the shipping and stuff stresses me out. It is called, here, I'll type it in here. Well, maybe. Let me see if the link works that way. Have you heard the phrase like hither and yon? I don't know. It's a southern thing, but that's the name of my Etsy shop, and I was going to see if I could find it real quick. Well, I'm trying to find it so I can send you a link, but the way it is, I think it's like partially secret because there's not a lot of listings on it. I was trying to see if I could find a link to it because I haven't like shared anything yet. Let's see. Oh, I think I got it. Here's a link. I think it would work. I haven't given like a little icon to it yet and stuff, but it's called Hither and Yarn. And I'm just going to sell like little crochet things. Right now I just have a couple of bees on there. I'm going to put more bees on there, but the thing about me making things to sell is that, like, nothing I make feels good enough to sell, and so I get really insecure about it because I'm just like, no one would want this because why would they? It's not perfect. So, yeah. Sarah says my vibe is a bit obnoxious with a bit of funny tossed in, a sprinkle of stress, and a dash of depression. Oh no. I love your vibe though. It's like my favorite. I'm trying to grab my little scissors up here. Also, why does my computer keep unplugging itself when I'm trying to, like, do things? There. Plug yourself back in. Yeah, so everything you make is good enough to sell. I don't know what you're talking about. You know what? I appreciate that. But it's so hard because, like, on screen, I can kind of dictate how things look a little bit easier, you know? Whereas, like, if you were here, you might not think that. That's the way my brain is working. It's like, but you don't know because you're not here. So if you were here, you would see all of its terrible flaws, like I do. But that's just, my insecurity. Do you like that song? I wrote it just for this moment. But I put a couple on there for my shop, and then I gotta get my shipping stuff in so I can actually start shipping, and all that good stuff. That is true. You are an artist, so I should trust your judgment, Sarah, because you are an artist. I have an artist friend. But yeah, I should have like a art live where everybody just brings their. We did that one time. Remember that, Sarah? We had our sun showers friends, and we all did like creative projects and stuff at the same time. We should do that again. Theme song of my life. I can't even remember what it sounded like now. I already forgot. Something about being insecure, I think. I don't remember. You're insecure. You're insecure. You're insecure. Anyway. So I'm gonna probably leave soon because my voice is like in pain for some reason today. I enjoyed doing this little live though with everybody that came and answering little questions and stuff. It was fun. And yes, it was really fun. It was like a little craft arty hangout where everybody just worked on their art projects and shared things, and I would love to do that again because then I could just crochet myself. I don't know what I was gonna say. Crochet myself to death. Crochet away. Sure, we'll go with that. But I think I'm gonna go though because my voice is getting a little scratchy and bleh. Allergies are trying to kill me. But thanks everybody for coming though. If you're interested, I have links to my merch shop and my GoFundMe and my band's like album page thing in the description of the video. So if anyone's interested in any of that stuff, it's there. Thank you. I will try to feel better. And this month was really long. It was ridiculous. But yeah, hopefully I get better. This is just the allergies. I've had allergies all year. I gotta eventually get something for it. But I love you too, Sarah. Yes, I love you. Let's see. Yay, I love you too. Y'all have a great evening, and I'll see you around soon. I'll probably have a video up tomorrow, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But bye, everybody. Like this if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to let out the breath you didn't know you were holding. Bye.